fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, Helmax, next, kabit cafe breath.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
hey.
You cannot.
Hi. Hair flip. Hi. Did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss me? I heard it's been real boring out here. So welcome back to the Sean Debbie West Show. Please hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Okay. We haven't been live in a little bit of time. I've been really busy doing other stuff. You know, shout out to the Burn Book, Station Head, My Turn. You know, because I've been doing all that. I've been doing like really busy. So it's not like we haven't been working. We absolutely have. Y'all been getting shows every day. So again, shout out to Station Head. Shout out to the Burn Book on Patreon. Make sure you get over there if you're not. There's new posts dropping daily on the blog. We love it. We love it. We love it. It's already over 400 patrons. Quickly on its way to like 500. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So again, shout out to the Burn Book and shout out to all of the patrons over there that make the Burn Book a success already. Like it's like, wow. Like it hasn't even been 2 weeks and it's just like, so yeah. Now I do want to acknowledge this. There has been a lot of people hitting me up to talk about Jaguar Wright. Now, shout out to my girl. Y'all know Jaguar. This is my girl. Hey girl. That's my girl. But I really don't give up what's going on with her right now because it's boring. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care. So I'll do, I guess, like a little, because I'm gonna do a hot topics. I'm trying to do it today. So we can, I guess, I don't know. It's just I left. Like kind of left because we move on. We talk about stuff, and then when we get bored, we move on. And we got bored. I mean, it's the same old, same old. Like there's no new storyline. I think once I stopped talking about it, it kind of, just so hair flip. So yeah, all the other parties that we're talking about, the ones that matter, they were talking about what I was talking about because I was talking about because we're popping. So we stopped talking about it, and just the other people, the up and comers, they talk about it. Yeah, we don't really care. So we will be live. I'm trying to go live again today and do a hot topics, but it's going to be about relevance. I love Jaguar Down, but like I said, I really don't care about what's going on. She's fine, and that's all that matters to me. So yeah, I don't care. So I mean, sorry to disappoint, but I really don't care. It's not that I don't see it and that I don't hear about it. I absolutely do. But we moves on. When we get bored of something again, we leave. So that's what we did. I don't know how else to explain that. Shout out to Jaguar Wright. Love you. But sorry, sweetie, we we got them. Girl, it's too much stuff going on out here for us to be sitting over here consistently talking about Jaguar. So love her down. And again, we may talk about her later, a little piece, of something. Moving right along. Shout out to y'all. And again, welcome back to the show. So Kadejah, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Kadejah Brown takes husband's life on Facebook, full live replay. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So y'all, everybody was hitting me up about this. They was like, oh my goodness, Sean, did you see this? So I'm just like, no, because who's on Facebook still? I'm like, people are still on there. I'm like, oh my God. Like, gross. So I'm like, I don't even have a Facebook. Or if I do, I don't remember the passwords, nothing like that, right? So it's just like hair flip. I don't use it, is what I mean. Like everybody has accounts, but I don't use it. So I'm just like, that's so weird that this happened. You sure want TikTok, girl? Because Facebook, the blue and white one, it was the blue and white app, girl. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my word, send it to me, girl. So she sent it to me, and I watched it. So again, shout out to Jeremy, because that's the man whose life was taken. Shout out to Jeremy Brown and Jeremy Brown's family. So without holding you any further, we're gonna jump right into it. Now, y'all know we follow stories. We follow lots of stories. We have an update coming on the Shanquella Robinson story. And we hopefully, if we'll probably do that tomorrow morning. The Shanquella Robinson, because I'm going to try to go live twice a day on YouTube. So we have an update on that. So we'll probably do that tomorrow morning. That'll probably be our morning coffee tomorrow, because I'm trying to utilize my time with my children at school. So I'm going to try to, So a crazy viral story that happened, and I was sent yesterday. Watch Kadejah Brown live. Y'all, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like, okay? It's almost 500 y'all in here. Please hit the like. Oh my God, I love y'all. I miss y'all. I will go get Michael Jackson's cousin, okay? And I'm really tired of threatening y'all because I know some of y'all hate her. So I'm really trying not to go and get her, but I feel I feel her coming. I feel her coming around the corner. So please hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. So let's get into this story. Watch Kadejah Brown live. Kadejah Brown, Mississippi woman, KILLS's her husband, y'all. Watch the kid. What's right there? Kadejah Brown, Mississippi woman, KILL's her husband, y'all. The tragic story of Kadejah Brown, a Mississippi woman who allegedly KILLED'd her husband on Facebook Live, has shocked and saddened many people. The incident has sparked outrage on social media and raised important questions about the impact of domestic violence in social media on our lives. The audio of the argument and pow-powing was captured on Facebook Live, making it a public horrifying event. As we reflect on this devastating event, it is important to take action to prevent domestic violence and towards creating a safer and more compassionate society. Follow We Scape the End. Okay. Now, what is this website? Okay, yeah, Weescape. It's WEESCAPE, Weescape .com. So y'all make sure y'all get over here. I like this website, and I also like how they appropriate a real conversation with what's going on. You know, instead of just stating what's going on, there's just like, you know, like how can we make this a healthier environment, you know, for people. Now, when it comes to the Black community, number one, community people in general, but with the Black community, I think we handle pain and hurt a little differently. And what us doing that differently is because with the struggles that we go through and the triumphs that we have, we never sit in our triumphs. Like when we're doing well in life, when things are going good, when our home life is good, when the kids are good, when the marriage is good, I don't feel like we sit in that. We don't get to bask in that because as Black people going through certain struggles, we are kind of just waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? So we hone in more on the negative things that are going on around us than focusing on the positive. So it's the same thing with this situation with them in their marriage. I feel that at the time, especially with this incident, that she was living in the struggle, living in the, you know, I'm doing this by myself. It's an anger that is building inside to where you no longer love the person. You actually have a hate for them. You know, now and there's a love for, but not in love. So it's like you kind of despise this person, but you kind of feel trapped, you know. And when you go through certain things, how you take care of it afterwards, like the counsel you get after is what matters most because it kind of helps you decide where you're going in the future. So with her mom being there, and we're going to get into that too, with her mother being there while she was doing and saying the things that she was saying to her husband, Jeremy, before he unfortunately passed away, she was not helping. Okay. She was antagonizing this woman, you know, to do what she was doing until it got out of hand. And then when it would get out of hand, then here the mother comes like, oh, stop doing that. Don't do that. You know, blah, blah, blah. And it's more so of the mother protecting the daughter. She should have been telling her daughter, no, stop the entire time because it's called escalation, how things escalate, you know, and go from 0 to 100. So the mother in this situation could have helped, you know, a lot. Because if you can push her with this negative energy, you know, backing her, then you can bring her back down. You know, you can help bring her back down to earth because whatever she does is her decision. At the end of the day, just like everything she did, it's not her mother's fault that happened. It is her fault because she did it. But again, if a person is really going through a lot and they build up, that build up turns into resentment. And then you start to resent the person. So it's like you care for and have love for, but you're not in love with. So it's easy for that person to become your enemy. And this is what happened. And in DV situations, people blow up when it's a man doing it to a woman. But when it's a woman doing it to a man, it's overlooked. And if people put more of a magnifying glass on it, then maybe situations like this could be prevented too. You know, a lot of times men don't put their hands on women when they want to. Like when there's times where they want to put their hands on them, they know what that comes with. So instead of them doing it, a lot of times that'll keep them, you know, from doing it because they're not that type of person and they don't want to be looked at that way because they know what type of stigma that carries. Hit one woman, you hit women. That's how it goes with a man. Hitting one woman is hitting every woman, you know, type of situation because that's how you're going to be looked at after. You know, one crime is a permanent thing. You steal one time, everybody going to look at you as a thief. You know, that's all it takes for you to be put into that arena. So with women, I feel that it's more accepted when they put their hands on men and stuff like that when they're upset, and it's not like it's not okay, and that needs to be pushed on, like spoke of more, you know, so that women know that it is not okay because you can ruin your life doing something like this, no different than a man can ruin his life too. So again, this man's life was taken, and now her life is ruined, all over something that could have been avoided. So yeah, I just think that that's something that needs to be spotlighted before we go any further. So shout out to y'all. Please hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, girl. So let's get into the rest of the article. Kadejah Brown live video. Kadejah Brown live video is tragic and disturbing event that has shocked many people on the internet. The video, which has been taken down from Facebook, shows Kadejah Brown pawpawing and killing her husband in a graphic way. This event has raised more important questions about the impact of social media on our lives and how we prevent domestic violence. Kadejah Brown's pawpawing video has had a significant impact on. Didn't we read all this? Okay, but where we read it again needs to be said anyway. A significant impact on society. It has brought attention to the issue of domestic violence, which is a serious problem affecting millions of people worldwide. Domestic violence can take many forms, including physical, emotional, and financial abuse, and it affects both men and women. Thank you for saying that. Both men and women. To prevent domestic violence, it is essential for everyone in society to work together. This includes raising awareness about the problem, providing resources such as hotlines and shelters for victims, and educating the public on how to identify signs of domestic violence. It is important to take action to help those who have been hurt by domestic violence and prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. At our company, we believe in the importance of discussing these issues and educating our audience about domestic violence. By working together, we can make a difference and create a safer, more compassionate society. Amen. 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 Make sure y'all hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Thank y'all so much for being here. Woman KILLS's husband on Facebook. A tragic event occurred in Lowndes. Is it Lowndes? County, where Michelle Brown, a 28-year-old woman, allegedly pawpawed and KILLED'd her husband, Jeremy Brown, during an argument that was streamed on Facebook Live. The police received a domestic violence call at 500 Green Tree Drive around 7:40 a.m. And upon arriving at the scene, they found the victim dead of a single gunshot wound. The audio of the argument was captured on Facebook Live, but only the audio of the pawpawing was shared on the social media platform. Kadejah Brown has been charged with murder and is in custody at Lowndes County Adult Detention Center awaiting bond. According to Sheriff Eddie Hawkins, Eddie Hawkins, there was a history of domestic violence between Kadejah and Jeremy Brown. He called the murder tragic and senseless and expressed his condolences to the victim's family. The event is a tragic reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and how it can lead to devastating consequences. It is more important to raise awareness about domestic violence and take action to help those who are affected by it. Our thoughts go out to the family of Jeremy Brown during this difficult time. Absolutely. So that's basically what happened. There was an argument that they were having while they were on live, and they do have children together. So during this argument, Kadejah ends up putting her hands on Jeremy, and Jeremy was telling her to stop, and Kadejah's mother was telling Kadejah to stop as well. Kadejah decided after, I don't know if he retaliated or like pushed her or did what he needed to do, because you can't see it, it's not on camera. Did what he needed to do to make her stop. And right after, pretty much moments after, because you hear her speak of a weapon. And then moments after, you hear the single gunshot. And then there's more of her talking, and she's like literally talking while this man is bleeding out on the floor, not like immediately calling for help or assistance or anything like that. And it was premeditated because she said she was going to do it. She kept saying it. So that's premeditated, like literally. You're sitting here threatening something that you end up doing. Premeditated. It's not like it was just out of the blue, or something like that, or he was trying to hurt her. So out of self-defense, she felt that she needed to know. If anything, it would have been self-defense on his behalf, because she was putting her hands on him and whatnot. So it got bad, and she ended up pawpawing him. So we're going to read the rest of this article, and then we are going to listen to the audio. We're going to listen to the audio of what happened. We may watch the video. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Kadejah Brown, Mississippi, on March 25th, A tragic incident occurred in Lowndes County, Mississippi, where Kadejah Brown, a 28-year-old woman, allegedly pow-powed and KILLED'd a man who was identified as a 28-year-old of the home during a physical altercation. That was being streamed on Facebook Live. So, without holding you, let me pull this up. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm gonna pull this up. Hold on, let me pull this up. Oh no, sorry, it was already a big screen. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this up and we are going to watch it. So this is the Facebook Live that was taken down. That was taken down. So I'm gonna put my banner up for a while, but I'm gonna, put it up and remove it, put it up and remove it, and we're gonna stop and pause in between and do commentary on it, and then I'm going to jump into the comments and hear your thoughts on what you think about this tragic situation, because this is crazy. So yeah, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, people want to have something to say, but he ain't here with his kids. He ain't helping. He left at 6:00. He left at 6:06 to go be with his mama.
Over here trying to cook something to eat.
Instead of trying to.
Why is there got to be a question about do I need to cook for the kids? Why is there a question?
And he don't never have to question. He don't want.
Now, can y'all hear? Is it like echoing or anything like that? Is it like echoing or anything? Put a 1 in the chat if it is. Put a 1 in or 2 in the chat if it's not. I'm going to hold on. I also want to see if y'all can hear if I do this. Hold on.
I want to question everybody's loyalty, but where is his loyalty at? But he want to talk about me when I am not doing. He want to talk about me when I'm not doing. Talk about unnecessary. Then he talking about calling the police. Talk about I'm gonna get my stuff. But you got 4 kids and a wife. It's 7:36.
Okay, so when I have it like that, can y'all hear? Because I don't want it to be an echo. Okay, y'all saying y'all can hear. Okay, shout out to y'all. Tiff, like we can hear. We can hear Sean. Now notice how her mother is in the background with this situation, antagonizing her daughter. So when she's sitting there like, oh, well, yeah, asking us, we need to cook and questioning this and questioning that. Don't antagonize her. Like in other people that are in situations like this, if your friend or cousin or sister, or somebody is feeling this type of way about their spouse, do not encourage them. Do not encourage that. If anything, be quiet. If you feel like they're mad and they're just venting, let them vent. That's you being quiet. But do not instigate the situation. Do not make it worse, because what you would do is not what they would do. Because you may have just cussed your man out when he came home. You may have just gotten into an argument, but she gonna put her hands on him. She gonna go pull out a weapon. You may not have done what she did. So why instigate somebody that can make decisions that you like? Even when we instigate our friends, like, "Ooh, girl, they was popping off at you, but ooh, bro, they was over there saying this and this and that about you." Okay, well, you may have just fought them when you saw them, or just confronted them. They may go over there and pop all time. They may go do completely different things, and then you hear about it and be like, "No different than with the mom." Like, she should be ashamed of herself. Honestly, she should be ashamed. Way too old. Your daughter's 28. So if your daughter's 28 years older, way older than her, you should be. So why instigate her into doing it? And then it's always, no disrespect, the women that don't got no man. It's like, you ain't even married. You don't even have a husband. You can't give no advice. Okay? Stop, especially people in marriages, don't take counsel from single people. Like, because they're single. They don't know what you're going through. Now, you can take counsel from somebody that's single that was married. But if they've never been married, why are you taking marriage? Like, they can't give you advice. Advice is something that is particular to what the situation is. So again, a single can't tell you nothing about a marriage because they don't know what that word. They don't know what all goes into it. stressing out, getting the wedding done and all that stuff. You get the wedding done, you have kids, and you gotta have a house, you gotta this, you gotta. Did they go through any of that? Is that what they're going through? Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, then why are you taking advice from them? Like, that's weird. That's why I said. I mean, I don't mind a person talking that single, but it's falling on deaf ears because that ain't my life. Like, so it's just like, her flip. So, yeah. So with her mom saying these things, this isn't what a caring mom would do. A caring mom would just be like, okay, look, girl, I know you mad, but just, chill, just let it go. Like it's not worth it. Just go talk to him when he get home, wait till cooler heads prevail, or just tell him no, come home right now. Like, we got this. We can take it. That's what a good parent, would do. Because even if I don't like my kids' spouse, whoever they decide to choose, I'm not going to be in their business. I'm not going to be. Like, I'm not. Now, I'll offer advice, but I'm not going to make decisions for you. You're an adult. You chose this person, so you have to figure out, whether you want to be with them or not. If I don't help y'all get together, I'm not going to help y'all separate. Like, I'm not going to do that. You have to do that on your own, because that's the only way it's going to stick, So to hate on who your daughter is married to, even if they're not the best of a person, even if they make bad decisions, that's their experience. It's not yours. So you have to let them have it so that they can learn from it. Okay? That's the only way. It's the only way they're going to learn. They have to go through it. So let them. And that's why we're there to guide as parents. Okay? Not point, not dictate, none of those things. That's not what we're there for. So her mom in this equation, to me, it's very shameful, and how she instigated this young woman into feeling like it's okay to have that type of, energy, towards her own spouse, to where she ended up taking his life. So if her mother was already having her come down from this type of energy before he got there, maybe them approaching each other would have been completely different. But no, she has somebody there that's fueling the fire, that's throwing wood on top of this brewing fire, that's pouring gasoline on top of it. Like, yeah, let's get you as mad as possible. For when, like, why? Like, why do, now look at this. Now your daughter gone. Now them same kids that this mother is in this video helping the daughter complain about, she ain't even there to raise them now. So you went from the mother went from helping to make dinner today to girl, you may be doing that for the rest of your life, with your daughter being in jail now, and the father is passed. And you sitting there complaining about this man and cooking and him not, but well, now the daughter gone and the father gone. What now? Where do we go from here? Those poor children are staying in the house their father died in. That's traumatic enough. Like, crazy. To come downstairs and see your father passing away, and your mama the one who did it. And she hype, walk around like, yeah, that's what, like, are you kidding me? And now those poor kids, now they got to sit there in the house. Their mother took their father's life in. And the grandmother, you're older. So you can't, like, it's hard raising kids at a certain age, especially younger ones. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. And especially with kids rebelling. Now they're not rebelling against their parents. They can be rebelling against you. So now they are traumatized by what happened. And I'm sure they don't know. They have an idea, but they can't process this. My dad's gone, and now my mom is too. It's very important for the mother to have been there consoling her children, not someone else. But she can't even console them because she did it, which makes it even more traumatic for a child to have to grow up and say, where's your mom? Why are your mom ain't here? But it's graduation day. Where your mom at? Where your daddy at? You know how painful that is? It's very painful. Getting married, your mom or your dad ain't there. Having a baby, your mom or your dad ain't there. Like, I mean, that's crazy. So that's traumatic because it's going to affect them lifelong. This isn't something that just they'll get over. No, intense therapy, and stuff like that they will need. And most households and stuff like this is going on like this, they can't afford therapy, not the kind the children actually need. And then most of them don't even put the kids in any therapy. They just feel like they can handle it. No, you can't. Because if you can handle it, why is she in prison? If you could handle it, grandmother, Why your daughter in prison? Where your son-in-law at? We can't handle it. Okay, that's why they say it takes a village, because it truly does. So, yeah, I mean, I just find that crazy. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. We're gonna listen to this more, and then I'm gonna, for fair use commentary purposes, because it's fair use and educational purposes, to learn, is what we're using this for. Again, so shout out to who is this? Illicit Deeds. Shout out to Illicit Deeds. Y'all make sure y'all get over there and subscribe. Again, fair use content, education purposes only. Thank you so much for being on it and getting this live out there. That's what content creators supposed to do. Ooh, bigger. Okay, boom.
He can't even
He can't even come here and cook for these kids.
He can't even come here to cook for the kids.
He got to be at work at 8 o'clock.
Nah, matter of fact, he got to be at work at 9.
Okay, but he still got time to cook for these kids.
And then he got to go pick up his buddy from his job, Law.
Well, he need to tell Law he need to get his mama car and go to work.
He pick up his buddy Law, take him to work back and forth every day.
I ain't got nothing.
I'm like, girl, he sound like a good man. What? And then he with his mom? And he work? I'm like, whoa. You're saying a lot of things that's usually lacking. I'm thinking this somebody that ain't working nothing. He just using this girl. He run around sleep with everybody and all that. Like, that ain't what he doing. He sound like a pretty decent man. And she's saying, well, he can still come over here and cook because he got to work. You at home. Be a wife. Like, if he dropping people off and stuff, I mean, is they paying him and stuff? He doing good deeds and stuff. Like, if he need a favor, it sounds like those people doing favors for him too. Like, and you know he at his mom's house. It's not like you don't know you don't think he's there. You know he is. So it's like he sounds like a pretty decent guy. If you ask me. And you complain about him cooking some food. And it's not, do your mama live with you? Because it sounds like the mama live there. You ain't doing nothing else. What else is you doing with your old ass? You can cook. Like, girl, I'm like, you ain't doing that. What else are you doing, Granny? Because if you don't live there, then leave. Like, why are you there anyway complaining? Like, girl, shut up. Like, I'm like, that is a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. He sounds like he was a good man. Like, he sounds like a good person. I'm just like, okay. I mean, I'm going to rewind that just back a little bit just so y'all can hear what she's actually complaining about. Like, listen to, like, crazy. I'm like, what?
Talk about unnecessary. Then he talking about calling the police. Talk about, I'm going to get my stuff. But you got 4 kids and a wife. It's 7:36. He can't even
He can't even come here and cook for these kids.
He can't even come here to cook for the kids.
He got to be at work at 8 o'clock.
Nah, matter of fact, he got to be at work at 9.
Okay, but he still got time to cook for these kids.
And then he got to go pick up his buddy from his job, Law.
Well, he need to tell Law he need to get his mama car and go to work.
He pick up his buddy Law, take him to work back and forth every day.
I ain't got nothing to
But then
nobody helping nobody, but if Law
but he can't put gas in both cars.
That's what I'm saying. If Law ain't getting him.
But he can't put gas in both cars. So he putting gas in the car. What? He said he was coming to get his stuff and that he would call the police. That's why I said premeditated. Because in her mind, you ain't going nowhere. Domestic violence. That's what that is. Emotionally, mentally, physically, all of it. Financially, like even with her sitting there saying, but you can't put gas in both cars, all of that. You want to control every aspect of this man's life. It's no different than a man that does it. It's the same way. It's the same thing. It is. So it doesn't make him a coward for not fighting her back and stuff like that. No, he felt like obviously This situation was getting too toxic. That is why domestic violence situations are so harmful and so scary, is because you never know. You never know. Like, you don't stick around waiting and hoping for things to get better. You leave as soon as possible. Save your life. Because look at this situation. Look at this one. He was leaving. And with a lot of women as well, when they are leaving is when the inevitable happens, the unthinkable, but the inevitable, at the same time, is when they're announcing their exit. So it's the same thing with this man. He announced his exit. He said it. He literally said, she said he was coming to get his stuff and that he was going to call the police. I'm going to call the police and get my stuff. So at that point, I feel like she made it up in her mind. He ain't going nowhere. And during the conversation, when he gets there, you can see that energy. You absolutely can. She was putting her hands on him, basically doing everything in her power to make sure that he don't leave. Don't take none of this stuff. All of that's because he ain't, in her mind, you ain't going nowhere. Like, not like don't take none of this stuff because you ain't bought none of it. How he works. You say that to a person that don't work, that don't bring in no income. So everything here I bought. Like, there's no need for you to walk around picking up nothing. Like, just take your body and move around because all of this belongs to me. So that's not what that is, though. Like, that's not the situation. Clearly, he's bought things. So I'm just like, yeah. So that's, and to me, that's premeditated. She said out of her own mouth, he's coming to get his stuff and that he will call the police. He said it. She said it. She said, he said. Okay. And I believe that because look what happened when he got there. So yeah, I just think that's crazy. That is crazy.
Gas money to go to work. Talking about people got stuff. Okay, he wanna put it like that. Oh, I got stuff to do too. I'm over here. I got stuff to do too. I'm over here. I'm over here putting the
Yeah, what you on the phone with?
Uncle, bro. I'm talking about Uncle. Shut
I'm over here. I'm doing.
No, you ain't trying to get ready for work. Look at him. This is sad case, y'all. He getting his stuff. Look at that. Sad case. As a father.
Okay, Jeremy, what is the conversation you want to have?
We good.
Yeah, and your baby in the room.
Now you see, she says he's coming to get his stuff. He coming to get his stuff. And then as she comes in, this be the problem with a lot of people. He not married to her mama. So why she talking at all? Why she talking at all? Because if my daughter's husband came into their home and I was over there and her mama was over there too, and her mama all up, I'm like, girl, shut up. Girl, get out there. Let's go, actually. Let's leave. Because, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with us. And if anything, then I would have spoke to the husband to make sure that he was calm. Because I'm about to leave my baby in just no type of situation. I ain't leave my daughter in just no any type of situation. So I'm going to make sure that he's good. Make sure that my daughter's calm before we leave. And I'm going to tell y'all talk this out. Like, y'all ain't got to do all of that. Like, because if you put your hands on my daughter, it's over. Like, it's over. So it's just like, let's just cooler heads. Let's just, take a couple breaths and just chill. You go in the kitchen for a little bit. You go in the back room for a little bit, and then talk. Go chill with the kids for a while. One of y'all switch. You chill with the kids all day, and then the next day you chill with the kids, and then y'all talk. Just do something like that. Offer advice. But the mom, as soon as he come in, so Jeremy, what conversation did you want to have? He ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm like, what you? Shut up. Like, he not married to you, ma. Chill. His wife opened the door. Like, calm down. That's why y'all leave people out y'all business. Because y'all let them get so comfortable in y'all business to where they start talking for you. Kadejah can speak for herself. That is her husband, her home, their marriage. Mom, shut up. Ain't nobody even talking to you. Just like, girl. He come in getting bombarded by both of y'all. Like, and then a lot of women don't pay attention to that when they men say that I don't like your mom. This is why. Because she always in our business. Like it, and then when I cuss her out, you mad at me. When you could have just kept her out of our business. Even if you venting to her, cool. Tell her just don't talk to me about it. Talk to you. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, hair flip. Like, girl, bye. Girl, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm just like, wow. Like, he come in and that's the first thing you say? Like, girl, I cannot. I can absolutely not.
You want to hang, yo?
We're good. If I'm, give me my phone, bro. Don't snatch
What is
on
the
the moon.
conversation you want to hang?
What the conversation?
Get out my
He
phone.
said, what's the
Don't touch
conversation?
me. Don't touch me. I call the police over here. Do not touch me.
He said, what's the conversation y'all want to have?
He says he'll call the police over here. Stop touching me. Don't touch me. I'll call the police over here. Again, this is all, and her, the daughter, this is all premeditated. Hair flip. And for you weirdos coming in here, I'm not scared of anybody. If I was, I would have my chat on members only, subscriber. I don't do none of that. Hair flip, it's a free for all. You can say whatever you want to say. Like, girl, hair flip. I fear no one, especially somebody that I already cussed out, like weird, like literally drug to their face. Girl, we fear no one. But the mother again is still in the background. What you want to talk about? Girl, shut up. And now she's starting to put her hands on him already. He just got there. And she already putting her hands on him because it's premeditated. Premeditated. Listen.
Get on me.
What's the conversation you want to have?
Oh, I'm finna send man. Don't get you touch me.
Ain't nobody touching you.
I'm gonna send my cousin over here. Do not touch me,
Don't
bro.
call nobody over here.
Oh,
What
baby,
is the
tell your daughter to keep her hands on
What
me.
is the
Tell your
conversation?
daughter to keep her hands on me.
You the one slap me.
Tell your cousin-
You the one slap me. Hit me now. Hit me now.
Keep your hands on me.
What's up, man? I'm still asking what is the conversation?
Oh man, that's what I'm finna do. I'm finna get up. I ain't really trying to argue at all. I'm just trying to get my.
No, you want to go tell your family about this, about that. You want to do this.
I'm trying to leave from over here in peace, man. I ain't trying to argue at all.
Ain't nobody.
Let me take my car key off.
I have to disagree because it's not to be fair at all. To be fair, the mother would have shut the up. There is no to be fair. All she have to do is stay out of it. Whatever her and her husband go through, that is between them. If he DL, if he trade, if he any of that, tell her in the background and let her make her own decision. That is it. Don't nobody get to confront nobody with me. Even if somebody tell me something about my man, my woman, anything like that, I will confront her alone. I will confront him alone. I don't need no assistance. I don't need nobody to say, see, you're red-handed. See, this person, no. I don't care about none of that. I mean, girl, no. To be fair, she should have stayed out of it. There is no excuse. There's none of that. Stay out of it. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Tell somebody what's tea and walk away. Because even with the mom sitting there and saying whatever she said, clearly with the daughter not wanting his man to leave and doing what she did, he was staying there either way. So what was her point besides to being mess? So no, there is to not be fair, because to be fair, people will just simply mind their business. That's it, right? And stay very so much classy. Just mind your business. That's all. If I heard something about that, I would tell her. If I felt the need to, if I felt there was really truth to it, I would absolutely tell her. But I don't get to come and confront. Like, no, I don't get to do that because it's not my marriage. Like, no different with Jag and Goomber. I didn't. That ain't got to do with me. That's them. I got my own life to worry about. Like, yeah, that's on them. So again, the parents especially should stay out of it. Offer counsel and guide. That is all. There's no reason to enter somebody's marriage. There's no reason to. Because at the end of the day, if that person decides to stay with that person, you look stupid. So I done sat here and told you all of this information about him being gay, Trey, all of this stuff, him meeting up with these people, that people, blah, 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 back alleys, all of that stuff, and you still with him? Because that's how it ends up. The majority of the time, they don't go nowhere. They stay right there. Right there. And the proof of that is if she found out that information and she was going to leave her man for it, Why all this happened? She didn't do this because he allegedly gay, a DL or anything. It had nothing to do with that. From what we see, she didn't want him to leave. She wanted him to stay there. She told him, you ain't taking none of your stuff. I ain't pay for none. Yes, he did. Because he wouldn't be touching it if he didn't. That don't even make sense. So you're not putting your hands on him because he's taking stuff that don't belong to him. You know, and stuff like that. Because if so, that's what you would be saying. You're not. You're angry about something completely different. Like completely different. So either way it goes, she was going to stay with him. The only reason she's not is because he's dead. So, I mean, let's just keep it real.
Stop. What is the conversation?
No, what's the conversation?
Bro.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on. Don't touch me, bro.
What's the conversation?
Move, bro. I'm trying to get ready for work, man. Go.
How you getting ready for work?
What is going on? That's all
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm over here doing. Talking about I don't do nothing for the kids. I don't do nothing. I do what I can when I can.
understand.
But like I said, don't keep putting me in situations that's not my problem. And then, like I said, this is your family. You supposed to be here, helping, taking care of
No, he ain't.
Don't put me in your situations with your family. Are you kidding me? No, you getting in it. Nobody placing you anywhere. Right now, they're going through their marriage, and here you go. Here you come. Like, girl, shut up. Nobody talking to you. This don't have nothing to do with you. Like, it's weird. I'm like, wow. You have a family, you have kids, you have that. It's none of your business. It's that simple. That's why lives like this are important, because there's people that are watching right now that go through a lot of things like this that are similar or the same thing. It could be your father-in-law that's always in your business, or something like that, are going through the same stuff. So it's important for people to know there are other ways of dealing with this. You don't have to deal with it in these ways, all over some drama. Clearly, she loved him. She had to, because why you ain't wanting to leave? Well, like, if you out of love, you want to be that person more, they're leaving, bye. Type of situation. But if you're trying to keep them there in any way, shape, or form, you are physically putting your hands on them, verbally disrespecting them. You're doing all of these things to this person, but you swear that you don't. And then the mom, you're helping. Your daughter's sitting here being very abusive right now, and you're assisting her with her abuse. She's putting her hands on him. She's threatening him. He all he's doing is trying to grab his stuff. That's it. If he wants to leave, he has that right. And if he is not a good man, why are y'all like, especially the mom, it's like she's trying to like chastise him, or like, what you're not gonna sit here and talk to me like you my mom. You're not. And let's start there. And then with you not being my mom, you're not in my marriage. You have nothing to do with my marriage. Don't worry about my kids. You don't have to be over here cooking. Get the out. You don't have to cook. But then if he approach her like that, then, oh, he's disrespectful. He's this, he's that. No, he's not. Like, that's not disrespectful. She's being disrespectful by even talking to him like that at all. Get out of his business and his life and his marriage, because your daughter is inviting you in. That's why keep your energy on her, because she's the one who opened up this door for you to come in here. He did not. So if he's trying to close the door, your daughter keep ripping it back open. Oh, okay, well, I mean, it is what it is, but it's still not her business. Like, girl, shut up. Nobody putting you in anything. You're placing yourself in this moment because you can shut up, because nobody, who talking to her? Why is she even talking? He ain't speaking to her, and neither is the daughter. They talking to each other. Jeremy and Kadejah is talking to each other. The people in the marriage, they're talking to each other. They're not even talking to you. Girl, you want a man so bad. Girl, you want a man to yell at so bad. You don't have one because Jeremy ain't it. This ain't a part of your marriage. You're not in this. Y'all ain't no throuple. But it can feel like it. Because a lot of times these men get a bunch of energy from the women's mothers as well. It's like they sleeping with them. It's like, well, I'm not. She in that kitchen coming at him like she's sleeping with him. Like they kids upstairs. Like it's not. Like, it's like I'm getting everything from your mom but sex. But we do everything else. We talk about our relationship, our feelings, our children. That like we do all of that. We argue. Like we do all of that. I could do everything but smash. She in my house, she eat my food, and all of that. I bring the burgers and stuff home. She here, I gotta bring her one too. Like, I mean, like, girl, it's like hair flip. Like, it's toxic, very toxic. Like, this is not your relationship. Get one. Because if she had a relationship, she wouldn't have time for this. She wouldn't even have time for this. Single people have time for stuff like this. People in relationships and married and stuff, because you don't want nobody in your business. You don't. Because it'd be a person like her, she'd be in a relationship and her daughter say something, she'd tell her daughter to mind her business. Because that's how they're mammies. That's how those type of women are. And then she get with a man and the man disrespecting her. And then her daughter, Kadejah, comes to her like, Mom, I heard girl, don't come in here talking about my man. Your girl, mind your business. Stay in your place. But you get to just say whatever you want to say. Like, hair flip. You can just say whatever you want to say. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is insane. But let's keep listening.
No, you're not good because you're not here taking care of these kids.
He wanna go call everybody.
Keep your hands on me. Don't touch me again.
Touch you.
Jason, send that over here. We'll make it easy. Send that over here. I'm gonna do it just like that. Send that over here.
Ain't nobody finna come over here and do nothing.
Get your hands on me, bro. Stop touching.
Now you see, she keeps putting her hands on him. She hits him, and then he said, keep your hands off me. She said, touched you. She's still over there antagonizing and hitting him. The mom ain't saying nothing. Instead, she's still yelling at him. So he got all this anger coming from everywhere. And he just got to deal with it. He just got to take it. You know, because he's a man. So since he's a man, he just got to take it. And he should. He should have. God rest his soul. He should have, because that's what a good man does. Because a bad one would have hurt the both of them. That's what a bad man would have did. And this is how people like her, Kadejah, she says, oh, you put your hands on me, you know, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people push people to do so. If you keep hitting a person and whatnot, it's going to get to a point to where even just in a defensive, just out of reaction, you know, you kind of, and then a person like Kadejah, whom is evil, will take that energy like, you hit me. No. Back is what I did. I hit you back. Let's start there. And not a mean, so it's just reaction, you know, like, so then at the end of the day, like they literally sit there and poke. They hit, they slap, you know, they do all of that stuff. And then just when you just out of reaction, wow, you know, just hit them like, you know, the baby boy situation when Yvette had slapped him in the face. And then she kept hitting him. Then she hit him in the face again. Then she hit him. And then she was like, now what? You know, he turned around, you know, she just mobbly whopped him, you know, and whatnot. But he was not abusive to her. Like he was not putting his hands on her. Like he wasn't doing any of those things. But she was. So then he turns around out of reaction and then she just, oh, I can't believe that you. What? I'm like, girl, Yvette, everything you just did to Jody, girl, you just hit him in his eye all the day. I'm telling you, you hit him all in his back. All the girl. Now that was acting, but could be a literal situation that can happen. That could easily happen. Easily. That's why it feels so real, because that is definitely something that can happen, you know? And that's how it would be. So with a lot of these women, they antagonize when they put their hands on these men that aren't abusive, men that don't put their hands on them. They feel comfortable doing it because they know that they're not going to hit them back. They know that they aren't. So that's why they'll even do it in public. They'll be in a bar and slap them in the face. You know, they'll do all of that because they know you ain't stupid. You ain't going to do the okie doke. You ain't going to put your hands on me. You're not going to do that. You know, that's how they feel, you know? So with this situation, it's the exact situation. He is not abusive. Again, God rest his soul. He's not an abusive man. So with him not being an abusive man, she felt like she could do this. She felt like she could put her hands on him. And that's why I kept escalating, because they've had these incidences before. The police have been called before, and he was the one calling the police. So it's mighty weird that she says that he was putting his hands on her, because he was the one always calling the police. So you will never call the police. He's literally threatening to call the police while he's there. He said, because he's done it before. He's done it before. So any man that's willing to call the police is not abusive. Like, he's not, because I'm calling the police because you won't stop hitting me. You won't stop putting your hands on me. I've been hit by women. I've had candles thrown at me. I've been punched on my sleep. Like, all of that, that's happened to me. You know, so it's like, I completely get it, because I've been there, you know, type of situation I have, you know, the literal, literally. Candles starting, all of that. Like, I done been there, you know, so, but it's like, that doesn't excuse it. I don't get to put my hands on that part. Like, just because they did something wrong doesn't mean that I should follow up by doing something wrong that can affect me for the rest of my life, all because I feel like I needed to defend myself. Like, nah, like it's not worth it. So that's why I feel like with him, with Jeremy, he felt the same way. He felt the same way. It's not worth it. I'm not putting my hands on you. You put your hands on me, I'm calling the police. You know, because this is what you do. And you can see the proof is in the pudding, because this is the same woman that tried to make it seem like he is abusive. How? You're literally putting your hands on him now, unprovoked. He's not provoking you in any way to put your hands on him. He's not. So that means that with you unprovokingly walking up to this man, doing what you're doing, this is what you do. This is who you are. This is not him. It's not. Because I would not, if he was putting his hands on her, I'm not defending, passed away or not, I'm not going to defend him. No. But he wasn't. It was her. It was her. And then the mom was backing the daughter at the beginning of the video when the daughter said that he put his hands on her. But as you can clearly see, the mom is a witness to the daughter putting her hands on him. But the mom ain't talking about that, though. She ain't saying nothing about that, though. You know, that's fine that you put your hands on him, girl. But yeah, girl, I remember that one time. What? It's like that. The mom is toxic. The mom is extremely toxic. Doctor, this girl got honest, but let's keep listening.
Touching me, move.
Jesus, stop.
Sit there over there, Jay.
Ain't nobody coming over here.
Oh, me, bro. Sit down. Get your motherfucking hands on me, bro. Stop touching me, bro.
Stop.
Stop touching me.
I'm gonna get him. Murder scene,
Stop
murder.
touching
She literally says, I'm about to kill you. Then she says, Erder scene. Here, flip. Then she says, Erder scene. Anybody that is not on topic, time them out. If they keep switching the topic, get them. Get Tiff West. If you're here, get rid of them. Only Tiff West. Get rid of them. But we don't care. We're talking about Kadejah Brown. Here, flip. So anything else discussed, just get rid of them. Don't disrupt the chat. Don't say keep it on topic. Don't do none of that, because then you're taking it off topic. So tell them to just time them out. And if the timeout doesn't work out the date, then 300 seconds, if they ain't thought about it, just get rid. We're not gonna, we're focused on content. We have real content to discuss, and that is what we're going to do, because this is what Sean does, and they're mad, and they're going to stay that way. Ooh, girl. So my girl, so you hear her say, I'm going to, okay, I know you, and then she says, Erder scene. This is premeditated. Then you literally go grab it, like that's Erder. Literal, like literal. And then you are putting your hands on him. He tells you to stop. And then the process, and then you see the mom, she does not get involved until he aggressively stops her from putting his hands on, from the Kadejah putting his hands on him. Then the mom, no, stop, Deej, stop. Girl, you could have been saying stop. You could have been saying that stuff. Now it's not going too far. Now it's escalated. Now it's escalated, girl. Now it's escalated. Now let's get into it.
touch me again.
Stop.
No, don't. Touch me. Touch me again. Touch me a motherfucking again.
Stop.
Touch me
Ain't
again.
nobody finna do
Don't
that.
go put my gun on
Ain't
me.
nobody finna do nothing.
Open this hard part.
Stop.
Don't
Ain't
worry
nobody.
about it.
Stop.
Don't worry about it. Touch
Stop.
me again.
said, I'm about to call the police and tell them that you got a weapon. That's what that word. We can listen to it again if you need to hear it. But he said, I'm gonna call the police and tell them that you got a weapon. That's what he said. That's what he said. Y'all keep listening. Keep listening.
Stop. Yeah. Yeah, stop. Yeah, bitch. Stop. Stop. I'm not open here for this.
Motherfucker gonna keep her
I'll
hands
kill
on me,
your
bro.
ass tonight, bitch. Stop. Nobody, I can get out my bed for this.
Man, people so
Stop.
fucking, man.
At this point, she's going to get the weapon. Now you hear the mom, I didn't come over here for this. Da, da, da. Yes, you did. You've been hyping this girl up all day. You've been gassing her up all day. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you came over here for exactly this. It don't seem like you came over here for no other reason. Because this is what you've been talking about since you've been here. So it's like, what are you talking about? But I didn't come over here for this. You could have been calmed your daughter down. You could have been doing that. And at this point, she's going to go get the weapon. That's what she's doing. Absolutely. Let's keep listening.
Oh, you ain't getting nothing. Everything in this house belongs to me. Stop. Get somewhere and sit down. Y'all gonna have to stop all this. Cause then y'all wonder why the kids.
Viewer discretion. Viewer discretion. Like, that is insane. That poor man, like, he did not deserve that. No one does. He did not deserve that. And it's not like she did it on accident. It's not, she went and got the weapon. Now, what I think she meant to do, and this is my honest opinion, I think she meant to point it at him. And in the process of pointing at him, it went off. I do feel that way. I do. I feel like I don't, in my honest opinion, I do not think that she literally like meant to pull it. And I think that's why she screamed. And her screaming is because I think she just meant to point it and threaten him. I don't think she meant to actually, because if you are doing this deliberately, like, what are you screaming for? Like, what, you knew what's about to happen. Boom. Like, you knew that. But with the powering happening and then instantly screaming, watching him fall to the ground, I'm sure that was like oh my God, I did it. Like, I really did it. Like, I did not. So I think because she was so hyped, that's why I said it's good to calm people down, because you leave your body, when you get upset. You leave your body. Decisions you would normally make, you do not make them when you are angry. That is why we apologize. That's why we apologize to people. So her subconscious already had its mind made up. Her subconscious, like, girl, we taking him out. We taking him out. And she went upstairs mentally coming down, like, thinking, I'm just going to point it. And then as she, boom, like, honest, because it's like, why would you scream if you know that? Because, I mean, she literally screams, like, as the gun goes off, she screams. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think she just meant to point it at him. I don't think that she truly meant to, but her subconscious already had its mind made up. So that gun going off, to me, is not like literally accidental. So what I'm saying is like because I know it's confusing, but what I'm trying to say is that she wanted to take his life. She did. But, there's good and bad. Like, you have the good angel on one side, and then you have the devil on the other side, right? So then at this point, the angel was gone. So it's just the devil, on the side of her, like, get him, do it, do it, do it, do it. And she listened to it. And I think that when that weapon went off, she came out of the anger and instantly went into like, oh my God, like, this, oh my God. That's why I said being like mad and livid and all of that. It's like something takes over you. You know, like how people say, like entertainers say, like Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, when she gets on stage, it's not her. You know, it's like her alter ego. I feel like that's what it was that day with her. Her alter ego took over, and she went down them steps, and she did exactly what she wanted to do. Just didn't want it to actually happen. You know, like we threaten people, you know, sometimes with certain things like that we love, but we don't carry out, you know, on those threats. So that's how I feel with her. I feel that she didn't really, you know, if she really thought about what was going on. That's why I say her mom is so essential within this moment, because her mom could have calmed her down. Her mom could have assisted in bringing her back down to herself so that the angel would have been bigger on her shoulder instead of the devil. But instead, her mom fed that devil, and that devil kept speaking into her daughter's ear, like, go get him, hurt him, hurt him how you are hurting. Because with most women that are like that, they're hurt. That's all. Instead of talking to her husband about being hurt, she's doing what a lot of Black people do in the Black community. They use anger, you know, they get violent, you know, and physical, you know, and stuff like that to prove dominance, you know, over said person instead of talking. So, and then again, with him being pop out in the, you know, back of the head, to me, that's deliberate. You didn't accidentally pop him in the back of the head. You could accidentally pop somebody in the leg, or, you know, maybe even, you know, the torso area, but you're not accidentally popping nobody in the back. That's not no accident. That's not no accident. That's why I was like, your body had its basically mind made up. Now, mentally, I don't think she was all way there to go down there and for that to happen, but it did. It happened. You did this. The weapon didn't go off as you were bringing it in the air. The weapon didn't go off until it was aimed at his head. That's when it went off. So that is deliberate. But I do feel that her being so enraged, you know, by that moment, you know, and in that moment, being so enraged, it was tunnel vision. All she saw was hurting him. All she wanted to do was hurt him because she was hurting. Because, and he wasn't like literally putting his hands on her, you know, hurt, she wasn't hurting in that way, just feeling ignored, feeling like he's choosing and putting everybody before her and the children, you know, and stuff like that, when it's really not that. It really isn't. If you look at it, it's not that way. But when you're angry, all you're going to think about is bad things. That's it. You're not going to think about any of the good things that a person does. You don't care. All you care about is the bad. Because I'm angry with you right now. So I don't want to hear nothing different. I don't want to hear nothing different. Nothing of the different. So that's why with the mother, like I said, it could be hard. Because within those times, you can be a light or you can be darkness. You know, and I believe within this time, her mother was being darkness instead of being light. And then this happens and like, girl. But viewer discretion, we're just gonna listen to, you know, because you hear the mother scream immediately and you hear Kadejah scream immediately after. So viewer discretion. I know screams and stuff can be traumatic to people, but there will be a lot of screaming. And it's so sad because you can hear the kids. If you listen, you can hear children talking in the background. That like broke my heart. I was like, oh my, you poor kids. Those poor children. That you can hear them talk. That's what I said. They know, but they don't know. And everybody internalizes things differently. You know, one child could be sitting there crying. The other child can just be sitting there like, why are you mad? You know, like, why are you sad? You know, like that, because looking at him like he's just sleeping. You know, he's just, and not realizing the blood, you know, and all that's like very traumatic. Very. And when children are young, it's hard for them to decipher. So when they get older and they have certain issues, you said plating, you didn't hear the kids. Okay. If you listen, you will hear the children in the background. They're talking. You get a little boy you hear speaking. So I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit, but you got to listen closely. You hear the baby crying. You hear, "Mm." I'm like, oh my God, no. Do you hear the baby? It's the baby crying. And then there's a little boy that starts talking to the one that's crying. It's like, oh, they're there. They see him. The mom and grandma didn't take the body outside with them. They ran outside. That's why you can barely hear them faintly, but you can still hear them screaming. Um, like you so, but you can hear two of the four babies. You can hear two of them. It's like, oh no. Four kids left parentless all over something this stupid. This is so stupid. So dumb. But you can hear the babies in the background. So they see. As I said, very traumatic. Very, I can imagine, those poor babies, all four of them. Thank God the infant is an infant because they'll have no memory or recollection, hopefully, of what happened. They'll just be told the story. But these babies are present. They're there. These are little children. These aren't, grown kids. No, these are babies, like adolescents. So they see this and they know their mom did it. They know. So that's even more traumatizing. So it's just like, wow. And the mother, the grandmother, ought to be ashamed of herself, like literally. I hope you're taking it hard. I hope you feel like it's your fault because you are partially responsible. You absolutely are. Even if the law does not say something, we will. Jeremy is dead because of you as well. Yes, you enabled your daughter this whole time. You gassed that girl up instead of being a real mother, instead of there being a mammy, being a mother and talking your daughter. This is why it is important to talk your kid off the ledge. Do not encourage this type of behavior. Talk it out. If anything, like put the good things out there. Like, girl, he is still good. He takes care of his kids. He feeds them. He helping you raise them. Y'all gonna have times y'all disagree. He may get busier throughout the day, girl, but it's not worth it. Like, it ain't worth losing because he working, all of that. It's so many men out here that aren't doing that. And girl, it's not gonna be easy for you to find somebody to help you take care of 4 children. It's easier to try to do with the person that has the children with you. Y'all having a lot of problems, and that's normal. And not just a marriage, in a relationship. That's normal. It's okay. It's how you fix it that counts, not the problem itself. Because problems need solutions. In order to have a solution, you have to, first step is wanting to work it out, wanting this to work. If you don't want it to work, then it's time for you to part. That's it. If you want to sit down and be logical and have a logical conversation with this person, if you feel like they're just draining you and draining you and draining you, you need to remove yourself, not only for you, but for your children. Because things can get really bad. And what's worse than this? I mean, wow, the man died. And that didn't have to happen. He could still be living his life, helping raise those 4 kids. It's ignorant to say that he's not here for the kids now. When you take his life, how can he be there at all? So you're complaining about something that's going to happen permanently? And because of you? And he was trying to exit. That's another reason. It's the control factor. That's why a lot of men take the women's lives, because they leave. So they'll go and find them, or as they're packing, they'll hurt them badly. Sometimes to where you're not going to make it out of this, and you think that you are, because he's went far, but he ain't done that. Okay. Don't let it get that far. That's why at the first sign of a person being abusive, and it starts with verbal abuse, control, financial, emotional, like look for those things first. It's important to pay attention to those things, because puppy love is puppy love. Meaning when a person is first courting you, they're going to do whatever they can to look good. I mean, women, y'all do it just like men. When a woman's dating somebody new, they make sure they're dressed up. They make sure they look nice. They do all of those things because they're courting someone. But then after you done courted that person and the puppy love over, then when they come over to your house, you come up on the door with the bonnet on, and all in your nightgown, you scratching your butt as you because you get comfortable, and then when you get comfortable, that's usually when that person is getting comfortable too. So just because you haven't seen this behavior, it's the wool being placed over you, and then they remove it. They remove the veil and they show you who they really are. So that's what's important to pay attention to. People be so stuck in the puppy love, until when, oh, he was just so sweet. He was so kind. He used to do this. He used to do that. Keyword, use. Use. Like that. Gross. So it's just like, yeah, no, pay attention to it immediately. The red flags be there. Don't ignore them because you're in because of the puppy love. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to it. It's important because then you'll see other things and then your mind will click faster because you're paying attention. When people stop paying attention is when they just kind of wake up and they feel like, how do we get here? Girl, it's been here. Remember how he started taking your credit cards and taking your cards and stuff from you and then telling you not to leave, and then he'd take your car so you can't leave. And then, no, it's been here. You just wasn't paying attention. That's all. So, but the children were there. They did see, they did hear everything. I'm sure that the weapon going off scared them all, and all of that. So yeah. And you hear Kadejah says, I don't want to go to jail. Like, not, I want him to be okay. I don't want to go to jail. What? Girl, get this man some help. And maybe you won't go to jail for as long. But when him passing away, girl, that's a whole nother story. But let's keep listening.
No.
Kadejah said she didn't know one was in the chamber. Again, I do believe part of her, not all of her, part of her meant to just point it. That I do feel that way. But the other side of her wanted to hurt him. That's why she pulled it. Because to point something, you don't have to pull it. You can literally keep your hand off the trigger and still point a weapon at someone. I've done it before. So you don't have to have your finger on the trigger to do so. And you always have the safety on. So, but usually when I grab my weapon or need to, I keep the safety on until I exit the room. So after I exit the room, because I want to go off, because when you grab something, it's easy to drop it, stuff like that. So I keep the safety on until I exit the room, and then once I enter like the hallway or whatever, then I take the safety off. But I do not put my finger directly on to the trigger. You do not. So because it's a soft squeeze. It's just being a startled, you can pop somebody. That's how so many people have lost their lives just from being startled is enough to, you take the person out, and not even trying to do so. So it's best to keep your finger off of it, especially if there are children in the home, because sometimes you can forget that a child homesick, or something like that. Somebody walking around. I remember this man accidentally killed his daughter with her coming home from school because he didn't know. He thought somebody was, and he didn't know she was there, and he powed her. And it sure worst day of his life. So yeah, it's important to not keep your finger on it. You don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're pulling it. That's other than that, keep your finger off of it. There's no reason. You never know. And there's 4 kids in this house. So imagine one of them walking past or something like that, especially if she just meant to point it at him. If he was holding one of the babies and she just meant to point it at him. So it's just, that's why I say I do believe like part of her, like 20% of her meant to just point it at him. But the other 80% wanted to hurt him. And she did just that. It's called an outer body. Like, remember again, I'll use baby boy as an example. When he turned around and slapped her, that was out of reaction. But he wanted to do that. He wanted to do that. He wanted to, because he felt the need to protect himself. So out of reaction, that's what he wanted to do. So if he was literally thinking in that moment, if he wasn't so angry, he wouldn't have turned around and slapped her. But his body just out of just reaction just happened, right? And so it's the same thing with her. So when she came down those steps and she pointed that weapon at him at the back of his head, if you weren't angry, maybe you wouldn't have pulled that trigger, but you were livid. So you meant that. You did. Now in your heart, you probably didn't want that to happen, but up here, you did. So 50-50 is how I say, because how hurt you are, your heart is hurting, for what your mind just did. So, and then when you see somebody that's deceased, you can tell. And you can tell no matter how old you are. I mean, unless you're like a newborn. But other than that, you can tell when someone is deceased. You absolutely can. So those kids crying like that, they're crying because they know. Because it didn't get to this point until the mother actually told them that he was gone. They think your dad, they like, who say that? I'm not. Oh, these poor kids, but they knew already. They didn't need her to tell them. Like they could see that he's gone. I'm never going to talk to him again. I'm never going to see him again. And then the condition that he's in when they see him again is horrendous. I'm sure those kids are mortified. Like those poor kids. And they were there. It's different when somebody tell you about something, like you somewhere else, and then they say like, hey, your mom, like, I mean, it's still hard to swallow, but I mean, it's completely different being there, seeing that pool of, around him, all of it, like that's, let's keep listening.
I'm sorry, baby. Come on, stay with us.
You hear the baby saying, I want my daddy. That is so sad. So he had to have been a good dad. Like, why are they so hurt if he is a stranger? I mean, she's literally crying saying, I want my daddy. That is horrible. It's like these poor babies. And then you tell them to go in the room. You should tell them immediately. Like, it's no, y'all go. No, go. These poor children. I mean, literally sitting there crying, saying, I want my daddy. So he had to have been a good, like I said, he seems like a good man. Like he seemed like he was a good man. Like God rest his soul. That is so unfortunate. He seems like a good person. Because again, why are these children so sad? Like they are heartbroken. And not heartbroken because they see somebody hurt. Heartbroken because they see somebody they love hurt. Someone that they would protect. Well, how do you protect a person against someone else that you will protect? Within that short moment, these 4 children lost both parents over something that could have been avoided. None of this had to happen. None of it. And I do believe in Kadejah's heart, she wanted this to happen. She wanted it to. She absolutely did. She wanted to hurt him. She did. And that's what happened. But I think what the reality hit in was how the children were affected by it. Like, because she loves her kids. I don't think she will want to hurt them. I don't think that. But in the process of saying how torn apart they are, about what just happened, it let her know, like that reality hit that, you know what, he actually is a good father. He does take care of these kids. They love him. He loves them. And now they're going to be forever hurt by what I just did. So I really don't think it's anything about him within them, because I still feel like even in her heart, because y'all seen a lot that she said after. Like, he went over here with the kids. It's like, I thought you were so apologetic. I thought you were so sorry. You weren't, because you meant to do what you did. You meant to. You absolutely did. You did. You wanted that to happen. You just didn't think you were capable of it. So, honestly, I feel like she wanted it to happen. She can't convince me of anything else. She needs to go to jail for the rest of her life. She deserves to be there. Those children deserve better. And they don't need a monster raising them, because you are a monster. That you know that they do not need somebody like you raising them. It does not matter what she went through in her life. It does not matter how she was raised. None of that stuff matters. None of it. Because a lot of us have been raised in harsh conditions, and things like that. But we ain't out here taking lives. We're not out here R-wording people. We're not out here M-wording people. We're not out here taking it. Even if you hate your baby daddy, can't stand him, you don't hate him enough to hurt your children because you love them. So you don't love them enough to go and hurt them. So that, no, because you ain't gonna let nobody take you away from your child, or anything like that. You're not even gonna let somebody that you feel so horribly about influence you to risk being taken away from your kids at all. Why even give that person that much power? Why even give them that much energy? For that. And again, he was trying to leave. That's another thing. Another reason why she can't convince me she didn't want this to happen. Yes, you did. You didn't want him to go. You're abusive. You're all of those things. Like, you're just like a man. Like but worse. If you ask me, so I'm just like, wow, like to do that in front, those kids were present. That's why I say, like, with a lot of these men out here to be putting their hands on these women, especially in front of the children, it's like, why would you do that in front of the kids? Like, number one, like, you're evil, like you're a horrible person, and what she did, only evil people do. Good people don't do things that she did. Even if you've been through things in your life, it does not excuse it. Yeah, I believe the neighbors had, when they went outside screaming, I believe the neighbors called the police. So I think at this point they were waiting for the ambulance. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, when they went outside screaming help and all of that, I believe that's when someone called. They did not call themselves right away. Which is weird because the reason why she was on her phone, the daughter, Kadejah. So we're hearing this live because the daughter's Kadejah's her phone is she's still live. And the phone is sitting there. So that's why we just hear, the background of everything because she was still recording. So it's like, why not just grab your phone and call the police? Like the live should have ended immediately. And because she would have been grabbing her phone, calling the police, or you're on ambulance. She did not do that. Instead, they ran outside. And she said, I don't want to go to jail. And then the mother was already outside screaming. Crazy. 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 I really don't know why they calling on my Jesus Christ, my 6 pounds 7 ounces, beautifully born in the manger, Jesus Christ. Okay. You could have been calling on Jesus when you were sitting over there gassing your daughter up. Y'all always want to pray during devastating moments. That's why God don't be hearing y'all. That's why. Because he's always there. That's so weird that y'all want to call on him when you could have sat there and called on God while your daughter was sitting over there being an enraged demon. You could have called on God then. You could have sat her down at the table and prayed with her. You could have did all of that. That's when God hear you. God gives us free will. No one's perfect because of free will. So just like she had the free will to go and take that man's life, you have the free will to sit there and pray with your daughter. You could have sat her down and then call on the Lord so that he could show up. God was too busy upstairs nurturing those children for what was about to happen due to free will. Stop it. It's very annoying. Very annoying. God don't hear this over. He's not sending his soul back down. For what? Like, he didn't have to be up here. If you would have did what the Bible say, honor thy father and thy mother. Your daughter was doing that. She was. But it also says don't be no fool in the Bible. So you could have prevented all of that. You could have sat down with her and called on him because he's always there. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, when people do that, like, stop calling on him when y'all make horrible decisions. Like, waking up praying like, oh, God, please don't let me be pregnant. Why you ain't pray before you had the premarital sex? Why you ain't pray before that? Why you want to wait till you do something awful and then call on the Lord? Like, that's weird. Like, no, call on him prior. Because then he's there. So then the next decisions that are coming, you're going to do what he would do. The right thing. Instead of doing something completely wrong and knowing that it's wrong, and then, please, Lord, please. No, that's not how it works. Prayer is nothing without work, and work is prayer. So it's like, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, y'all got to stop doing that. Like, call on him just cause. Like, stop calling on him once you do something awful. When y'all sat there and let the devil use y'all by you sitting there gassing her up, all of that, that's devilish. That's devilish. You weren't light before this man got here. You were darkness before he got here. Don't see the light now. Didn't say nothing about God before that man got shot. Like, that's weird. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying that that's weird. You know, that people do that. And then they act like God is letting them down. Like he's not. You ain't called on him until now. That's not how it works. Because God knows all of our hearts. Like he knows the ones that truly believe and the ones that don't. He knows. He ain't stupid. So I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, but you want to be out there screaming, please, God, be with what? Like, yeah, don't do that. Nah, don't put my Lord in this. Pray later on tonight. After all of this, calm down. Don't pray right now. Because it's too late. Go up there and pray for those kids. Go up there and sit down and pray with them. Y'all calling the Lord on somebody that he's sitting with. He already at the table. Like, it's too late. He was just down there. And y'all could have prevented all of this. Because you could have used the Bible that you like to throw quotes, you know, instead of any other time. You could have been down there throwing my quotes at your daughter. But you weren't. Honor thy husband. Honor thy wife. You ain't saying none of that. None of that. Instead, you're gassing the girl up to make bad decisions. Girl, please. I'm like, oh, that's trash. Because, you know, Lucifer blesses too.
My baby's in there. I know. I'm trying to wrap up his pants. Don't go in the house, buddy. Get away. 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 You go away. Go away.
Y'all stay up. Y'all please stay upstairs. Y'all stay upstairs. Please.
That the lady that is telling her to get away is Jeremy's mother. And I feel her. I'm just, oh my God, that woman is so hurt. Like, y'all was just arguing. That's why she's saying, get away from him. Get away from him. Oh my God. I can only imagine like her pain coming there and seeing her son like that. And knowing that they were arguing, because remember, he was at his mom's house, you know. So she already knew what was up. She already knew they was into it, you know, and whatnot. But she would have never thought that he was going to go home to being pow pow. Like, why would she think that? So that is her screaming, get out, get away from him, because she says y'all was just arguing. So I'll rewind that for the people that don't know. Yeah, very triggering. Wait, his mother, did he call her? I think the grandmother called his mother. I think she did. Somebody called her. Someone did. Somebody called her, but you know, they all stay in the same town, so it's not like, you know. But it's crazy how the mom got there before the police and the ambulance. I'm like, that is crazy. Like, how does she make it there before them? But I'll rewind that so y'all can hear it.
My baby's in there. I know. I'm trying to wrap up his hand. Don't go in the house, baby. Get away. 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 You go away. Go away. Yeah.
Yes, I see y'all saying in the chat. He was on the phone when y'all noticed when he was arguing with her when he came in the house. He was on the phone. So that could have been who called his mom too. Someone called his mom though. So I don't know if the uncle heard the pow-powing or something and was just like, drop, call her, like, get over there, girl. Get over there to your son. I don't know if you're all right. Get over there. I don't know. But somebody called. Somebody did. Or the uncle could have just heard because he hears the altercation. So maybe he I don't, but somebody called her because that is his mother that is on the phone. Y'all, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Thank y'all so much. Please hit the like.
Y'all stay upstairs. Y'all please stay upstairs. Y'all stay upstairs. Please. Where my daddy? No, baby, no. No. Somebody. Get her out of here. My husband is dead.
You hear another one of the children come and say, I don't know if that child came with the grandmother or I don't know. But that's unfortunate. They say, where's my daddy? I was just like, oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. And the mother keeps screaming, get her out of here. If you hear her in the background, his mother, Jeremy's mother, is screaming, get her out of here. Y'all said allegedly he was on the low. It don't matter what he was. It honestly, I don't feel like any of this matters. He was leaving. What does it matter what he was? He was leaving. So if he was all of these things, ain't it good that he was leaving? I mean, what else do you do? So, I mean, but I don't feel like that matters. Who cares? Like, I mean, honestly, sexuality has nothing to do with death. He should not have died like that. Who cares? He was leaving. So if he was this, if he was that, or what, he was going to go do a single. Like, whatever he was. She didn't find out that he was doing ... walked in there and pow him. That is not what happened. He was leaving. Let him. Ain't that the result? So, I mean, I don't care nothing about that man's sexual. I don't care. That has nothing to do with nothing because he should not have died. Being non-confrontational, non-violent. He came over there to get his stuff. Let him. Who cares? None of that matters. It really don't. I only said something about that because multiple people said in the chat, and it was literally like lining up. I wasn't just talking to you because you don't matter. I promise you. I promise. That person in the chat. Yeah, I promise. I wasn't just talking to you. There's a plethora of people that's saying it. Like, don't ever feel that important again in your life to feel that I literally was just talking to you. Let's keep going though.
Hey, any kids in here? Hey, where they at upstairs? Hey, they upstairs? They're right here.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. The weapon is under your foot, man.
Get out of here.
Y'all got gloves?
I do not. I do not.
See.
She did lie and say that there was a tussle over the gun. Y'all clearly heard from the video. There was no tussle. Again, she pow-powed him in the back of the head. Where's the tussle? Where's the tussle? I don't get that. Where's the tussle? Like, I really don't get that. I really don't. I heard, again, shout out to y'all in the chat. Y'all keep bringing up that Kadejah put up a sexuality post or coming for his sexuality or saying that he was this and saying that he was that. One, there's no proof backing any of that. It is all speculation. Let's start there. And then second, say he was DL. Say he was trade. What does that have to do with anything? I'm not talking to you, Seven. I'm not talking to you, sweetie. Right. Who really cares? Like, I mean, like, what does that have to do with anything? So say he was, right? Does this justify what happens to him? What happened to him? So if it doesn't justify it, who cares? And it's not the reason. The reason that happened is because he was coming to get his stuff and leave, because that's when he was pow-powed. He was not pow-powed over an argument over his sexuality. That is not the argument. We literally just listened to it. When she was live and talking about him, why does she name everything but about this sexuality piece? That's why I feel like she was lying about it. I don't feel like it was the truth. If anything, I feel like he was messing with another girl. And she was just trying to ruin it for what the upcoming, the person that he may have been talking to or maybe associated with. Or he may not have been talking to nobody. He may not have been talking to nobody. It may have just been an argument that boiled over. I mean, again, there's no receipts backing that claim. And even if so, what does that justify? It doesn't. It doesn't justify anything. And how something starts, it's not how it ends. So again, throughout this video of her on Facebook Live, even when he came home, at one point in time, did she say anything about him being gay? She didn't say a word about that. She talked about him dropping other people off, his brother-in-law and stuff. She talked about him being over there at his mama's house. She talked about him not over there cooking. Where's the... Not one point in time did she say, I'm mad because he's sleeping with transsexuals or men or this or that. She didn't say that at one point. Like, girl, like, that's what I'm saying. We don't care because that's not why he died. It's not. She didn't say nothing about another person, him being with somebody else. She didn't say anything like that. Nothing like that. This is the same woman that said that he and her were tussling over the gun. She said that. There was no tussle. That is a bold-faced lie. There was no tussle. So again, who cares about that? That's all I'm saying. Like, we don't care because it's irrelevant. It does not matter. It's a non-factor within this situation because when he died, none of that was being discussed. So that would be the reason. That would be how it started. It's not how it started. That's just an allegation she put out there. Because why you don't want him to leave if you think he gay? Bye. She told he ain't taking nothing. He basically, you ain't going nowhere. You know, like that was the energy. It wasn't get out because he was leaving. So if that were true, then we would have saw that. So clearly it's not true. People make up allegations on people all the time. Like, I mean, that's trash. Like, no, she did that because she was mad. She was simply angry at him. It happens in relationships. Girl.
Yeah. Hey, anybody up there? Hey, it's the sheriff's department, okay? Y'all okay? It's okay. It's okay. All right. Bree, is y'all two up there? Okay. Hey, Pat, is there a back door?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Y'all got some shoes y'all can get on? Yeah. All right. I'll get some shoes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Say a lot of for the girls in the back. Because for some reason they feel like that, justifies it. Like it doesn't. And if it doesn't justify it, then shut up. Like, why are you even saying it? Like, just to say it? We don't care. It's not an important piece to the story. None of that matters. Like, who cares? He shouldn't have died. I don't care how it started. I don't care if it was about a pancake, if it was about a sexual. I don't care what it was about. It shouldn't have happened. 4 children are fatherless and motherless now. Who cares? Like that. I mean, they say like it's important. It's not just because your man cheated on you with a woman or cheated on you with a man. Oh, well. Like, girl, because you wanted to do this, but you didn't. So you team her. Go tell her. Go put some on her books. I mean, y'all over here, we don't care. Like, honestly, that it does not matter. Right. Girl, good morning. Imani, mommy, love you. But let's keep listening. The police and the EMTs are here. Ooh, what did I just do? Ooh, what did I just do? Hold on, y'all. So I gotta pull it back up. Boom. 1 second, I'll be timing these screens. Boom, there we go. There we go.
Okay, you got that weapon secured?
I do not. I'm gonna leave it right here for right now.
Okay. I'm about to bring these kids down. We're gonna go out the back.
Just check on me just to make sure. Hey, sit over there. We'll bring them out back.
Yeah, we're going to the back door.
2 infants.
There. Oh, you got infants downstairs? Yeah. All right.
See if it's in here. Can we bring him out also? It's in here, David.
Okay.
And
Hey, I'm
we got
coming down with these
two
two.
juveniles here. Y'all, just look that way, okay?
Wait. We need to find them somewhere to go. Just take them out back right now.
Yeah, y'all go out here and back, sit down on the back porch, okay?
Yeah,
Can y'all do that for me?
Take care of them right now. Somebody just stay with them. We're not.
They're in that front bedroom.
Hey, you want me to stay with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but there's a lot of content creators talking about this. Shout out to Illicit Deeds over here on YouTube, and there's been so many other people that have been talking about it too. I haven't got a chance to watch anybody yet besides Illicit Deeds channel. So, but yes, but no, shout out to all the content creators that talk about these things because they're very important. But it's important to when you talk about this stuff is to try to give as much education on these situations as possible, so that when people hear it, they can get something out of it, especially if they're going through this themselves. Way of getting out, outlets, knowing that there are people that care, about them and whatnot, and want to offer them, alternatives instead of going from, 0 to 100 or feeling like they're alone in these situations, because they're not. There's plenty of people that can, relate to this situation, maybe not like fully, but to some degree, can relate to these situations. So, yeah. So shout out to all those content creators that do talk about stories like this because it's important. They are important stories. They are. It is running rapid. If you notice, that's why I don't talk about Blueface or Krishan. I don't talk about them because I feel like they've tried to normalize DV, and stuff like that. And there's nothing normal about it. It's nothing okay about it. And I do think that that's what they are doing. They I can't get down with it. So that's why I don't do any commentary on Blueface nor Krishan, because I think that both of them are despicable people. It's not just Blueface, it's her too. Both of them are toxic, gross individuals. Both of them. Both of them. It's how I look at it. So that's why I don't, because I honestly feel like they're trying to make DV like cool. Like there's nothing cool about it. Like neither one of you should be with each other. Like it's disgusting. So I don't talk about them. I don't put them in my commentary or anything like that. I can't stand them. They both disgust me, and I would tell it both to their face. Both of them are disgusting individuals. The both of them. So yeah, that's why you see they are not in my commentary. I don't talk about them at all.
We check pulse and no, that she said they're fighting and if you can check him right now, really don't need to move nothing, like run no tests or anything. If you can just do that, 'cause we got to process that thing. Okay. You guys have any information on him? We don't, not yet. Alright. We haven't, like, we just letting the scene stay like it is for now. Is there another way?
If you have his information, Corinthia, could you DM me that on the Sean Everyway Show or send it to me at the Sean Everyway Show at Gmail? The information to get in contact with him. I would love to talk to Jeremy's friend. I would love to. It'd be cool if he even want to come on the show, but if he don't want to, that's fine. But I just like to talk to him. I definitely like to talk to him. So if you have that information, if you could send that to me, I would love that. I would love that. Thank you.
Y'all go through the bank if y'all want to do that.
Yeah, since he's got the monitor, I don't want to keep moving everything around.
Recording.
It's on TikTok. That should look like chat was going on.
Hey, one of y'all step out here on the EMF guy.
Oh, how's it? If you want to stay now,
I don't want you in here saying this.
It is Illicit Deeds that on YouTube. Illicit Deeds on YouTube is who uploaded this live. If y'all want to go back and watch it, go over there, send him some love. Illicit Deeds is who posted this video.
You see anything in there with his ID? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I ain't gonna touch that on him.
I believe Jeremy's mother saying go away to Kadejah. That's what I think. I think it was her. That from what I think. That's from what because it sounded like his mom that said go away. Kadejah is in prison. Jail, awaiting. But yeah, she is incarcerated. She is in jail. Yeah, she did say Erdosine twice. She did say that. And with her saying that, that's why I said I feel like she meant to do what she did. You know, her subconscious was like, we doing this. You know, like, girl, like, let's get him. You know, it's like what her subconscious was giving. So yeah, I do believe that. I do. I do believe that she meant to do what she did, just not literally. Um, yeah. So that's it's premeditated. Like you don't get to threaten this man and then say it's an murder scene. You don't get to do all these things and then say it was an accident and then say you were tussling over the gun. Girl, right. This is why it's better to just walk away, like he was doing. He was just trying to walk away. That's all. Not only was he penalized for walking away, his life was taken in the process. That's insane.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Give me, we're gonna get the kid. Just grab one, hand him to Pat, best you can. We got a couple of people out here, so we'll take care of it. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Oh, it's okay, Bubba.
See, that's the infant. Oh, poor guy. So we are going to pause right here and we are going to do a part two. And then we're going to get into Shanquella. So what we're going to do Shanquella tomorrow. So I think tonight we'll do like the rest of this and talk about a couple other things as well. And then yeah, we'll get into the mugshot. We'll get the charges. We'll get into because she went live again, I believe, before she got incarcerated, because I don't believe they took her right from the scene. So there is more of her talking and whatnot. So we will break that down as well. So we'll be back in a couple hours, but I need to get my station head done. And I'm getting so many notifications for the burn book. So we got a lot of platforms to run, but I wanted to stop at the 2-hour mark, but I wanted to stop at a decent part. And the next part gets into them talking more about what allegedly happened, you know, all that good stuff. So we will be back tonight. We hit a 2-hour mark. I don't want the playbacks to be too long, just so it's an even balance. So we will be back with everything else with this Kadejah Brown story. I love you all. Thank you so much for hitting the like and subscribing if you haven't already. I love y'all. And we will be back later, I promise. And when I'll get back into the comments, I love hearing what you guys have to say. I want to do that more and, talk to you guys more. So, because I'm not as rushed this week. Like last week, it was like really rushed when I was live, but now I don't feel that way. So, yeah, I love you guys. So we will be back later. But until then, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Flex.